Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning back in. Glad you can make it. Hope you guys are doing good. Those of you who are new, welcome. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Listen, you want to be successful with women. I get that. I get it. We all want to be successful with women, right? Because that's the end goal of manhood is to be successful with women. We we want to pass down a legacy. We want to be that head of household. We want to be that protector, that provider that is ultimately leading the family in the right direction. That's the end goal. That's where we want to be, and that makes sense. That is what a man is. That is the final step of manhood. Is teaching the next generation of men. That's the ultimate end where a man wants to be. And so, how do you get there? How do you become successful with women? Listen, when you understand human nature, you can understand women. We are very complex creatures, yet we're so simple. Once you understand human nature, then you can understand women, and as well as understanding yourself. But we're going to get into everything. Okay, so uh, it's it's so simple, and I'm not going to give you this 3 to 5 step bullshit. I hate that stuff. I really do, because you can't break things down like that. What you can do is you can explain human nature for what it is, and you can learn that, as complex as it can be. You learn that, you simplify it down, and then you implement your own strategies, your own solutions that make you successful ultimately. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain human nature. Human nature, in the most simple of terms, we pursue pleasure and we avoid pain. That's simple, right? That's why girls always want to have fun, right? Everybody wants to have fun. Everybody does, but especially women. When you understand that women and fun go together, it's there you go. That's number one, right? And so when you when you can learn how to have fun, women are going to gravitate to you. Okay. This is why funny guys, more often than not, get the chicks, because they provide a fun time, right? We see memes all the time of women talking about how dangerous funny men are, right? Does anybody remember seeing the meme where um, this chick posted online and she was saying that you're beware of funny men because you're laughing and you're laughing and you're laughing and you're laughing and boom, your clothes are off. There's truth to that, right? And women will tell you what they want. You just have to pay attention, right? Because the fisherman always, and I'm going to use this analogy, the fisherman always pays attention to what the fish are biting, when the fish are biting, and how the fish are biting. Ultimately, that's how he catches fish. That's why he's a fisherman, right? So you provide a space where it's just fun to be there, right? So you're funny, you're charismatic, you're humble, you're knowledgeable, right? All of these things are very important. And how can you become knowledgeable? You study, you research, you learn different things to talk about, right? If someone has a question, you can answer that question. You can talk all about it. If someone is trying to get into something, right? Uh, a good example are the dioramas that I make. Nerdy it may be, because I love Halo. it's still something that I can talk about. These are crafts, right? Skills, tangible skills that I can share with people, that I can talk about, that I can spark conversation with, right? Because it's not just painting, it's not just molding, it's not just sculpting, um, it's not just printing or designing. It is the the skill itself is just learning, right? Learning and growing. That is the skill, right? Ambition, right? And this is what people are attracted to. A man that wants to be a jack of all trades is ultimately a man that someone chases after, right? That's why you see musicians who are taken up so quickly, who can play drums, who can play guitar, who can sing, who can be a bassist, who can play piano, can do all of these different things. They become so valuable because they have all of these different skills, right? And so cares, and this also carries into cares charisma. If you are charismatic, you naturally become a leader. That's just natural to you, right? You know you, you know how people act. You know what makes people move. I love to be the hype man. I love to be the hype man. And if you can be the hype man, you can push people to do better. And when you push people to do better, they naturally follow you, right? And so that is really important to learn as well. You you become interesting, right? Your confidence, your aura around you naturally draws people in when you know how to do these things. And the biggest thing is being indifferent. And what I mean by that is that, listen, don't care so much to be successful with women. Care so much about being successful with yourself. That's the key to things. If you if you love yourself enough, respect yourself enough to make yourself the best man that you can be because you want to be the best man that you can be because you enjoy doing every single thing that you've gotten into. Listen, people are naturally just going to gravitate to you. They're going to lean on you for advice. They're going to essentially see you as an encyclopedia. They're going to see you as a comedian, someone who's fun to be around. And naturally, you're going to be the life of the party. And this is the kind of guy that you want to be, right? And women whose natural nature, right, is to avoid pain and pursue pleasure, always wanting to have fun, always wanting to be comfortable, they're going to gravitate to you. They're going to stay around you because you are now a safe haven, right? You're safe to be around. You are fun to be around. I keep touching on this because it's so important. This is what women value. And so when you want to become successful so bad, women can sense that. You come off as desperate, right? That's why that's why you have the difference in, the guys who are just in the group making jokes, laughing and having a good time that ultimately get the chicks. And then you have the guys who are, oh my queen, here, have this flower. you know, throwing bricks through windows because they got rejected. It's not personal experience. Listen, guys, all of this, it's super simple. What's not simple is getting to this point. What's not simple is learning all of these different skills. And that's where the work comes in. A lot of guys today, they don't want to put in the work. They want the results, but they don't want to put in the work. You're going to have to put in the work. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to be putting in a ton of work. Okay? That's just bottom line. It's just like going to the gym, you know? It, things come in time. Things that are worth building come in time. You know? So you have to cultivate it. You have to love what you're creating. You have to love and respect the process. And part of loving and respecting the process is experimenting, practicing. See what works, see what doesn't work. Right? Work with being playful, work with being flirtatious, work with being humble, work with being egotistic at times, right? Confident, joking especially, right? Experiment with what you think is funny, right? Because other people might think it's funny, you know? So once you understand these things, it becomes easy. But also, you have to get physically fit. This is why I was touching on the gym. You got to get fit. Part of a woman seeing you as valuable is if you physically look strong. People always respond to looks first. That's the thing, right? We see a woman that looks in shape. Oh, she's got her waist is very thin. She's got a dump truck in the back. She's baking some cake back there, and she's got a nice set of bagongalos. Bagongalos. That's what we're gonna call them. Bagongalos. But look, and it's the same thing for women. You know, a tall guy walking down the street. He's got decent arms. His shoulders are broad, right? He's got that square jaw. He's got his neck is thicker, right? He's got some traps. He looks capable. He looks like he can pick a fridge and throw it across the street. Not that I've seen that. But this guy looks capable. He looks strong. He looks confident. And that's what women are drawn to, right? Naturally, because women look up to men. That's how women see men, because men have always been the ones who have built nations, cities, and families. It's just like I tell you guys every single time, men are the foundations of families and nations. And so naturally, women are going to look towards men. Men run the nations and families. If men stopped doing what they do today, everything would collapse. We would go extinct. And so they look for these qualities. They look for these qualities. That's why it's so important for you to learn and do all these different things. Be a doer. Don't be don't don't be contemplating. Don't be thinking. Don't just sit and research. Actually go and do. Excuse me. Because ultimately, that is how men learn. We get out and we do. Oh, this doesn't work. Oh, this doesn't go here. No, it doesn't go in someone's butt. um, not from personal experience. No, I'm kidding. I've never done any of that. I don't think I ever will. That's just gross. Anyways, sidetracked here. You guys are sidetracking me. I blame you. I don't blame myself. I'm blameless. So, um, you you learn from experience. You learn from failure, right? And if you guys haven't seen my video on failure as a concept, go watch that video. I'm telling you, failure is just a concept. It's some. Don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of rejection. Instead, relish in it. And what I mean by that is learn to love failure, learn to love rejection, because that's something that teaches you something. Did I was this the first was this the first pendant that I made? No. Was this the first wooden arrowhead pendant that I made? No. This was my second one, actually. It's the first primitive style one that I made, but it's not the first one that I've made. This one is the second one. Well, the second wooden arrowhead that I've made overall, and I love it. It's actually one of my favorites. Things take time to learn, and you take a step back after failing, quote unquote, and then you succeed. But it's because you want to do things for yourself. That's the most important thing, is that you do things for you. And even when you get into a relationship, you still do things for you. Because again, listen, if you fall apart, even in the relationship, everyone else is going to suffer. So, remain confident, stoic, charismatic, provide a good time, be knowledgeable, right? Learn how to be funny. Yes, you can learn how to be funny. Well, I don't know how to be funny. Learn. You can watch. When I was growing up, I wasn't funny at all. Wasn't funny at all. Now I'm hilarious. um, I wasn't funny at all, guys. Not at all. But I watched other people who were funny, and I learned from them. You can learn how to be funny. You can. You absolutely can. It just takes work. Have I embarrassed myself? Yes. Have I learned from that? Maybe. Maybe. That's where funny stories come from, is embarrassing yourself. But you, you have to learn. You have to learn, you have to grow, but you also have that ambition to learn and grow too, right? Because that's what's going to drive you to be able to be funny, charismatic, knowledgeable, um, interesting, stoic, confident, indifferent. And so, are these things easy to learn? No, they're not. Some easier than others, but they can be increasingly difficult. But you learn how to do these things, and you will be successful. Things take time, things take effort. So, you put enough time and enough effort into things, you'll eventually find success. So, not a bullshit 3 to 5 steps, but a good long talk about understanding human nature, therefore, women's nature, and how you can implement strategies, how you can experiment, how you can make things your own. And I'll leave that up to you. Because, like I said before, look, men learn best by going out there and doing, experimenting with what works, what doesn't. So, there are no secrets. There are only discoveries. And you just need to make those discoveries. I'm going to leave that up to you guys. So, if this video helped you out, please like, share, and subscribe. Please support the channel, guys. I do this for you. Any way that I can help you guys out, I'm going to. I really appreciate you guys for every single thing that you're doing. We've reached 200 subscribers not too long ago. I'm still blown away by that. It's been not even 2 months and we hit 200 subs, and I'm just blown away by that. I wanted to get to 100 subs by the end of the month 1, and we busted that by almost 50 subs. That's insane. And so I would love that we would keep this momentum up and that we keep blowing up, guys. So I want to reach as many people as possible because women could also benefit from this too. But especially men. I want to reach men because there are a lot of men out there that haven't been taught this, especially me. And there's a lot of men who are so lost and they need this info. So I need your guys' help to spread this message. Okay? We need strong men in this society. Because if we don't have strong men, we're doomed. We're going to go extinct. And we have to be successful. It's not an option for us. We can't choose to be successful or not. We have to be. Because our women and our children rely on us. So, help me out, guys. And listen, do I have it all figured out? No. No. Was I a playboy at times? Maybe. I have my own stories. Have I done things I regretted with women? Yeah. Yeah, I've slept around a little bit, and I regret that. It is what it is. You know, young and dumb, you don't know shit. You make mistakes, right? And again, that's how you learn. Don't put this here. That's how you learn, right? So you don't have to be a playboy. You don't. I advise you to not be a playboy. Don't do that, man. It damages men too. Not as much as it does women, but it does damage men. There have been plenty of times where I have banged a chick and I would go back to my place and I would just feel empty. You know, don't do that. Don't do what I did, guys. Okay? Don't do that. Men and women connect through sex. That's just the bottom line. And so don't think of everything as sex. Think long term. Don't think short term. Because if you think short term, you come off as that guy who just wants to be successful so bad. And women can sense that. Women already know that there is sexual tension there. Obviously, because we want to pass down a legacy. They already know that. So don't come across as desperate. All right. Do yourselves a favor. Learn these things, experiment, and let me know what your experiences are. Okay. I want to know what your thoughts are. I want to know what your experiences are. So leave them down in the comment section. All right. And if you guys want me to talk about anything specific, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to cover it. All right. That being said, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, both mind and body. Okay. Take care of each other too. If someone's having a rough time in the comment section, please lift them up, give them the right information, and send them in the right direction. All right, guys. We want to push people to do better. especially men. And that's the whole point of this channel, is to come together and cultivate a good community of strong, capable, confident, successful men. And, to just figure it out together. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll talk to you soon.